All right, so I'm going to go over my Android-based Apple CarPlay slash Android Auto head unit for the Lexus IS. My car is a 2006 IS350 with no navigation, and this works perfectly fine with that. Now, I'm not sure if there is a version that can be swapped out with yours that has navigation or not. You'll have to double check. So it is the highest end model that they sold. I think it's like the 8-core processor with like the built-in fan, etc., etc. It was about, with shipping and import fees to Canada, it was about 500 Canadian dollars, maybe around 400 USD. I did install it myself. The installation was pretty easy. It came with zero instructions at all. But basically, you just follow the wires, make sure the wires line up to where they go in. There's a female and male for everything, so it's actually not too bad. And just, it involves taking off this trim here, taking out this whole setup here and these vents. So fit and finish. Fit and finish is decent. It's pretty much what I expected for an aftermarket head unit from China, basically. There is a bit of fitment issues with the vents and how it sits with the head unit. There is a sort of a gap here. You can't tell too much, but there's a gap here. There shouldn't be a gap here. It should be totally flush. I suspect if I change this out for later IS350 or later IS top vents, so the refreshed vents, it might fit better, but I've seen some with this unit and actually fit the exact same, so it may vary depending on which one you have, etc. The gap here, so it's a little bit of a, it's not 100% flush all the way through, but you can get it better depending on how much, like I use some, a mix of washers and screws to sort of, and bolts to get this thing to sort of fit as flush as I could. Results may vary for you. So let's talk about how it actually functions. So we're going to turn the car on here. So it usually starts up very instantly, like less than 10 seconds. So it's already here. We're at this is the Google Play App Store. So we can just go press the home button here, which is this button. And this is your home menu. This is where it's usually going to start for you guys. So from here, it's quite customizable. We've got the time there. We've got our 5 main apps. You got music there. We got maps. I don't use actually any of these functions except for really my apps because Android Auto has like all this stuff built in and it functions better, so you don't actually need this. This is just a bonus, I guess, if you want to use it like a tablet. So we've got our 5 main apps here. This one is the apps button. It brings up all of your apps, and I've got a few extra apps here. I've actually got Netflix downloaded on here because it's basically an Android tablet. Don't watch Netflix and drive though. So we're gonna go back to the home here. We've got our 5 apps. So we've got that. We've got the next one, which is vehicle settings. And the only one, so we got our radio here, which is the car radio, I believe. So we've got our air conditioning control. This is all our climate control stuff here. So we click that. And so we've got a few things here. So on the actual head unit, we've got a dial here, 2 dials, and some buttons. We got our hazards in here as well, and everything works fine. We've got our AC controls to turn on and off AC. We've got fan speed up and down. This button, if you press it, turns it off completely. This button changes the where the air comes out of, so you can see here, it changes it. We've got our hazards. We've got, this is like the air circulation. We've got dual climate control off and on, and we got auto off and on. These dials, they change the temperature. I don't know if it works. It's not going to work right now because the fan's not on. But so we got 35, 31. Just ignore how my car's at 30 degrees Celsius. Just ignore that. It's fine. So we'll turn this off again. The fan was on. So that's the climate controls. We can go back out to here, and you can actually you can use the climate controls here. If you start using it, it'll bring up this little menu. You can see what you're sort of doing here. We'll turn it off though. So some people in the past I've seen them complain online about the car not having, about the head unit not having like rear defrost, and it does have it right there. To get access to this, you need to like go into your settings and like turn like a certain mode to have access to this menu, but like I can't recall what it is right now, but if anyone has any questions, they can just let me know and I can figure it out for them. It's not too hard. So yeah, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, you just have to open the next app here. So we got Bluetooth, we got radio, this radio app, it's got radio functions. I think this is the app that I use. So it works. So I wouldn't use this one. I'll just use the other one. So we're actually going to close it by going up to here and just closing the radio app. So it works just like an Android tablet. If you ever use an Android tablet, it works very, very similarly. Like all these buttons on the side works like an Android tablet. Bluetooth is for like Bluetooth connectivity, like phone calls and stuff. Honestly, it doesn't actually matter because you're going to use like Apple CarPlay or Android Auto probably anyways. So you go to CarLink, and that is the Apple CarPlay Android Auto app. Now you have to pair it with your phone. I'm not going to pair it right now because it's going to cancel my video if I start pairing it. So we're going to leave it like this. Yeah, besides that, everything works good. It's all backlit. I think the last thing I'll show you, and we've got all my apps here again. You can download as much as you want, basically. You can download games and stuff too because it's an Android tablet. The last thing I'll show you basically is, if you pull up here, you get Wi-Fi, so you can use Wi-Fi for the tablet, or like tethered from your phone's cellular data. There is a comfort eye mode, which Doesn't do a lot, makes the screen a little dimmer, a little bit easier to read. Harder to read, I guess, in a light like this, but turns off the blue light. I am using cellular data. I do have a SIM card in the device. I am using the highest end device with SIM card capability. It's got 5G and all that stuff as well. So I'm using a SIM card attached to my phone's like cellular plan, so I don't actually have to tether at all. I always have data in the car, which is super nice to have. There's airplane mode if you ever want that. I'm not sure why. You can turn the screen off. You can just tap it, turns it back on. You can pull back up here again. We've got a clear memory. I think it closes all the apps and clears the cache. You don't really need to use that really ever. There's a standby mode. Basically does the same thing as a screen off mode, so you don't need to really use it. And there's the reboot mode. So this is how long it's going to take the tablet to turn on, the head unit to turn on from totally off. So like the first time you ever turn it on, it'll take a bit to turn on. But once it's sort of there, it should be very quick after that. So we're going to reboot it actually. And click sure. So it takes a second to turn off. And once we see the Lexus logo is it's turning on. So we give it a second here, it's still powering off. My cool seats, we're going to turn that off. So there's the Lexus logo now, so the thing's turning on. So we can start counting from here basically to see how long it takes. It doesn't take very long, like 15, 20 seconds. We got the Google logo popping up here because this is an Android-based tablet. Takes a second, nothing too bad. And yeah, couple other things, I don't know if I mentioned, but yeah, these are all backlit as well. So you can actually see in the dark they are lit up and backlit. The dials on the ends aren't the brightest though, so you can totally see them, but it's a little dim. And these buttons are all backlit as well. They do change color, and I can't find a way to turn it off. And I mean, I don't like it changing from blue to green to purple. I don't know why it does that, but it does. So yeah, it's turned on now. It took literally like 15, 20 seconds, so not too long at all. And we're back. And now if we turn the car off, it takes 30 seconds or so to turn this thing off, or 10 seconds or whatever I set it to. You can change the settings for how long it takes to turn off. I think mine's like 15 seconds, 20 seconds, something like that. So it's turned off. Now we turn it on again. And this is how long it'll usually take for everyone. So there we go, instantly. So not too bad at all. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below, and I will try to answer them. If you guys want to see like a tutorial on how to actually install it, I could possibly take it out and put it back in because it's just super easy, to be honest. I did it myself with no instructions again. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. And for about $400 US, I'd say this is worth it. The car, the interior first off looks way more modern now, to be honest. And the functionality is huge. And I wouldn't skimp and get the cheaper model because it's only like $150 more for like the top of the line model. And from what I understand, the difference should be probably night and day. Like I said, guys, again, if you have any questions, shoot me a DM or leave a comment on the YouTube video because I'll probably post this on YouTube as well. If you guys want another tutorial, let me know as well in the comments down below, etc. If you guys want to see some more stuff, I'm actually doing a 4IS conversion front end on my 2IS, which I'll do a full video on that, as well as installing HC motion headlights and HC motion taillights, and then also a rear diffuser on my car. And then I think also a rear wing. I've got a bunch of stuff on order, but it's just not arrived yet. So stay tuned for that. Thanks so much for watching, guys. And I guess maybe I'll see you guys next time.